morning, folks. We're out here at Dad's shop, and today we're gonna do a video on Dad's 1954 Chevy. It's got the Bel Air trim, but it's actually a 210, right? Yeah, he bought it in 1984, so he's had it since I was a little kid. He had the Bel Air trim, so he put the Bel Air trim on it. We'll walk around and get a good view of it. That color of paint is close to the original color, but that's off of what year Cadillac?
85, I think.
Somewhere around 1985 Cadillac. It's got a lot of glitter in it, a lot of
Sunburst metallic.
Metallic, that's the word I was trying to think of. It's got a lot of metallic in it. It's really pretty out in the sunshine, but I don't know how well the camera will actually do of picking that up, but it's fairly close to the original color, but just has a lot of metallic in it. But yeah, Dad's had this car since 1984, so I was 5 years old when he got this car. I can remember basically my whole life. I can remember riding in this car. I do remember when he first got it, before he painted it and restored it, but I was pretty little. My whole life I remembered riding in this car. We're gonna hop in it and go for a little ride, and we'll tell a little bit more about it while we're driving. I guess while we're right here, I can show you it's got a vinyl top, which they never had in 54. The guy that Dad got it from hauled a small boat on the roof of the car, and even after he straightened it, it never would be good enough to look perfect, so he had a vinyl top put on it back in the 80s, and then what, probably in the early 2020s or maybe late 20-teens, it was maybe it's even longer ago than that, but
It was in the 90s.
was it in the late 90s? It was out in the back garage where this car gets stored, and over the winter, when it got put away for the winter, a cat got in that garage and ended up locked in there, and we didn't know about it. And we came out sometime in the middle of the winter to get something out of there. Dad went out there, and the cat had crawled right up in the middle of the roof, died, and then just leaked through the car cover and stained that vinyl top, so it got a new vinyl top then. So that vinyl top now is 25 years old, but it's not out in the weather very much, so it's still in really good shape. But yeah, the damn cat got locked in there, and then of all the places it could have died, it climbed right in the middle of the roof of the car and died on the roof of the car and stained that nice vinyl top. So let's get in it and get the camera set up in there, and we'll go for a little ride, and we can tell a little bit more about the car while we're going for a ride. Well, we're leaving Dad's shop. We'll go take a little cruise around. The old car runs really nice. I should have popped the hood open and showed you the motor. It's got the original motor. We'll take a look at it when we get back. It's the original blue flame 6-cylinder in here, and probably about the same time that the new vinyl top got put on was when Dad pulled the engine out and went through it. It was all original up until then, and I don't know how many miles does the odometer say it's got. It says 11,297, so it's got 111,297 miles on it. But it's been fairly well taken care of its entire life. You can tell, like the dash, we've never repainted that dash. That's the original paint. It had the original carpet, original headliner and everything in it, but about the same time we put the new vinyl top on, we also put a new headliner in. It only had one spot right up above the sun visor where a mouse had got in there and chewed a hole in it, but we went ahead and replaced it, so it's got nice headliner, nice carpet. Everything is, if it's not original, it's done back like original. Yeah, it just runs and drives nice. You can hear it shifts smooth. Everything on it is smooth and quiet. Really nice old car. Let's see. In the glove box, there's Roush DX station, Conesville, Iowa. I don't even know when that was, but that's been a long time ago. That was before my time. Let's see, there's an owner's manual still in here. Chevrolet owner's manual, 1954. Okay, this is what I was looking for, and it's written right on the back. Turned 100,000 miles on July 3rd, 1989 at Ainsworth Corner on the way to Fairway for groceries. And then he's got some more motor overhauled at 106,300 miles and a new clutch, it says. That was April 5th, 2008, so that was a little bit more recent than I thought. Turned 108,000 miles September 7th, 2016, maybe that says, coming home from Sarah's birthday at Houston's. Just got some information that Dad's jotted down over the years. Pretty neat. Bought this car in 1984. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video, this car's name is Brown Betty. That's the name that I've known this car as ever since I was a little kid. And he bought it in 1984, and he said that he bought it from a guy in West Liberty. Okay. And it was a guy that was like the groundskeeper or whatever at the golf course in West Liberty. And was he the original owner, or did you say?
He was the second owner. It belonged to a friend of his, bought with Peterson Chevrolet in Muscatine, Iowa. And it sat for 4 or 5 years in a shed after the fellow died, because it was messed up in a mistake somehow. And anyway, he ended up with it. Had it for sale in the newspaper, and I went over and looked at it. He wanted $275 for it. I had $200 cash in my pocket, and he wouldn't take it. So I had 75 with me too. So I gave $275 for it.
He said it had like one snow tire
on the front.
Yeah, one snow tire on one side of the front, mismatched tires, but it was in pretty decent shape. I mean, I don't remember well. I was little, but I do remember when you first brought it home.
It was rusty in the quarter panels and
yeah,
stuff.
But that's an old car that's been in Iowa weather.
I was working on a Cadillac in the body shop, and I had to replace the vinyl top on it. I had the top there, so while I had it there, I laid it out on the roof. And I thought, well, hell, there's some work on this too. So
yeah, that's
what I ordered another one for.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And it does look really nice on here. It looks like it belongs there.
Yep.
When I was a kid, every year when we would go down to Old Threshers, back before we displayed down at Old Threshers, every year on Friday of the school week, Dad would come pick me and my sister Sarah up at the school when we got out of school on Friday, and we would drive this car down to Old Threshers, and we would park underneath the water tower in Mount Pleasant that's just off of the square. And you used to, well, you still can park there and go over to the square, and they have shuttle buses to take you from the square over to Old Threshers. And I remember every year riding in this car to go down to Old Threshers and catch the shuttle bus and go over, and then we'd come home Friday night and we'd go back down Saturday and spend the whole day Saturday down there. We'd always drive Old Brown Betty, or we always called Old Brownie. We'd drive back and forth down there for going to Old Threshers for years and years and years. One time when I was a kid, my sister and I were at the swimming pool, and Dad came to pick us up, and I came out, and my sister got in the front seat and I hopped in the back seat. I got in there and I said, "Oh, you went and got groceries?" And Dad's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, there's groceries back here." There was a couple of brown paper bags full of groceries in the back of the car from the grocery store in downtown Columbus Junction. And Dad ended up taking the groceries back down there because he had been down there but didn't buy a bunch of groceries. So he took them back down and said, "Hey, there's all these groceries in the back seat of my car." And there was an old lady, he said she lived outside of Fredonia, that everyone called the egg lady. I assume because she sold eggs. But the egg lady also had a 54 Chevy. It was the only other one in the town of Columbus Junction, and it was the same two-tone brown as this, but it didn't have the vinyl top, of course, and it was original paint on her car. But she had told the kid that was carrying out the groceries back then, yeah, take them out and put them in the brown 54 Chevy out there. And just by chance, Dad happened to be there at the same time, and the kid took the groceries out and put them in the back seat of the brown 54 Chevy that was out there, but it was the wrong one. Dad's gonna dig through and find some pictures, because I know we've got to have some pictures of this from back in the 80s, maybe, hopefully some from before he restored it, but even if not, we have some from back in the 80s, and we've got pictures of when my wife and I got married. This was the car that we came out of the church and got in when we got married. I think maybe when Sarah got married. Yeah, it was this too, so we'll have to look for pictures of that. But like I said, it's been a part of the family ever since my sister and I were little kids. And I know we've got some pictures of it. I've got a picture of my now 15, almost 16-year-old son when he was about 2, playing around underneath we had this in the shop, and it was covered up with plastic to keep the dust off of it. And got pictures of him underneath the plastic looking out at us. Here, you can hear a little bit of wind noise. You can't even hear the engine running. Just like a sewing machine, smooth and quiet and nice. Because even though it's got a lot of miles, it's always been taken care of. It's never been abused, never been hurt. It's just a really nice old car. And it's not a showpiece. It's got a couple of dents and dings in it. It's not perfect, but it's also something that you can get in and drive, and you don't have to worry about, "Oh my God, I can't park it somewhere." We don't like to have stuff restored to the point where you can't use it anymore. We're coming back into Columbus Junction now. We're gonna swing down. I got a package at the post office in town. I bought a couple of old glass lantern globes and had them shipped. So we're gonna swing by the post office when we get back into town and grab those, and then we'll head back out to Dad's shop. Back out to Dad's shop. Get out there, we'll pop the hood open and show you the engine. It's the original engine. It looks nice. Same thing, it's not made to be a show car, it's made to be something you can still use and drive. I forgot to say earlier, which I think is still pretty cool too, the wind up clock on the dash, if you wind it, still works. Wind it up and it works and keeps time still. That's pretty cool. See if I can get the hood open with one hand here. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button, give the video a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, please. It helps out. Where's the lever? There we go. I got to use both hands here. There we go. Had to use both hands. But got the original motor. It was rebuilt in 2008. As a kid, I always remember no paint on the motor because it had been cleaned up and from oil leaks and stuff over the years. So valve cover just had a little bit of paint left on it. But 2008, Dad rebuilt that. We painted it back the original color. He got you can buy the new decals and everything for it. New decals to put on the air cleaner. Got the original remote canister style oil filter. It's even got clothespins on the fuel line. That was a trick that the old timers did to keep them from vapor locking. We've never had an issue with that, but it was just something kind of neat to do. Like if you have it at a car show or whatever, people look at that and say, yeah, that was the old timers fix for fixing vapor lock issues. There we go. I don't know what the heck is making all this noise back here. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you've got a car that you feel the way that our family does about this one, that like it's just part of the family. Leave it in the comments below. It's pretty cool how something can just become part of the family. Sorry about all the noise. Apparently rush hour in Toddtown, Iowa. Come on back next week. We'll have a video of something for you to watch. Thanks for watching, folks.